Hey, TechKnowSurge, are you ready for another issue? So these troubleshooting ones can be kind of fun as you're digging through it. And what I do is I would encourage you to pause the video as we go along and say, steps would you take next? Logically think through about this process because the process is going to be really important and there isn't necessarily a right or wrong answer. There are some better ways to go about it, but generally speaking, troubleshooting is just testing out different things and coming up with ideas and taking a logical approach to trying to narrow down the problem. So pause the video, see if you can think of the next step, and then play the video and see if it matches up. And once again, it doesn't have to match up for you to be correct. You know, there's many ways to go about this, but it'll help you logically think through this process. So let's get into the next one. All right, so here we are. We are pinging this far switch over here and it is coming up with nothing. So let's figure out what is going on. So I'm gonna bring up my command prompt again and we're going to ping what we're calling the internet, which is really just a loopback interface on R2. We can get to that. So we know we at least have connectivity to this router right here. Let's go ahead and ping router 3 and see if we can ping router 3. So ping, and it's going to be 10.240. That is 3.2 is that interface right there. And it is not pinging that interface. So something's wrong with that interface. All right, so I'm going to jump on our router 2 now. I know I can get to router 2. So let me jump onto router 2. I'm going to exit out of here. Looks like we're doing some troubleshooting there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to ping that other side. So ping.10.240.3. Let's see, 2 is the other side. So we'll ping 2. I'm successful. I can do a show IP interface brief. And I can see that that is up and up, so which makes sense. If I can ping it, then that's good. So everything's fine from that perspective. So if that link is up, then maybe my computer just doesn't know how to get to it. So now I'm going to do a show IP route and see what the show IP route says. So I pull it up and I look for that 10.240.3.0, which of course is going to be there. Because it's a directly connected network, so that looks logical. But I don't see the other network. So what I don't see is this network over here. So it makes sense that this is a directly connected network, so I would see that, but I don't see this network right there. So what I'm gonna do next is show IP OSPF neighbor and see what happens if we do a neighbor. And now I see there's no neighbor here. So we're not getting communication from an OSPF level. So we got to figure out what's going on with OSPF. And I'm going to just do a show run on this side to take a look at our OSPF statements. And router OSPF 10, log adjacency changes, auto cost. Okay, so nothing is looking crazy here. I don't see anything here, so I'm going to jump over to R3. Once again, R3, I'm not going to be able to SSH into it, so I got to jump onto a console cable, which happens to be plugged into R3. And I'm going to just do a show IP protocols here. And we see that 10 is running, so okay, that makes sense right there. So we have it running on this side. I could do show IP OSPF neighbors on here and see what's going on with that. And, oh, no S on the end there. Nothing there, that's interesting. So I'm gonna do a show run and see what's going on with the show run command. We'll scroll until we see the router 10 and it looks a little shy and we're missing a statement in here. So the statement we're missing is our network statement. So what I need to do is I need to get the network statement in here. I'm going to get into the global configuration mode. I'm going to go router OSPF 10 and get into there. I'm going to do a we want to do a network statement, so network, and then I can use the question mark to see what I need to add to it. In this case right here, I'm just going to do what we did with the other ones, and it's 10.0.0.0, 0.255.255.255, so it includes everything. And then we got to do the area, so area 0. So I'm going to hit enter there. So we'll see, I can do a show run at this point in time and see, and we're getting things pinged down here. So we're successful there. And that makes sense because we've got the network statement in there, and we can do a show IP OSPF neighbor here. And that's, now we're seeing the neighbor, so that's good. And then there is a neighbor only on one side, so that makes sense that there's only one neighbor in there. And then I can do some of the other commands, like do show IP OSPF database. Oops, database. And see that. So, all right, we are pinging, so we figured out this next issue. We are good to go, and we're back up and running. So there we are.